Hello darlings, welcome back. It's your girl from Learning with Jazzy J. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Today's actually, what's today? Today is Wednesday. It's hump day. So it's January 3rd and I'm so excited about getting back into the swing of getting this content out to you. Since we're back into, back into the saddle, I wanted to just kind of share with you the types of things that I did to get my students, how do you say it? I guess like back on track or back on routine or schedule, coming back from the break, because let's be honest, after they come back from the holiday break, the Christmas break, it's almost like you're having to relearn things all over again. As a teacher, I'm even having to get back into the swing of things. I'm just being honest because, when we're on break, we don't have as much structure. We get to really just kind of do what we've kind of been wanting to do, right? So we get to put all the work on pause and all of that. So knowing that that is my story as the teacher, I am very much aware of, hey, that is my student story as well. So I try not to be too hard on them with, getting them back acclimated to the environment again, but I do want to make sure that I'm doing what I can to support them as they do so, because we do have to still hit the pavement running. So I came up with some ideas that I feel could be useful for you in case you were searching for some, and so here we go. All right, number one, this is hands down my favorite and the students' favorite of all of these things. I call it the mingle and music. All right, so mingle and music is actually just this fun little way for students to get energy out through walking. So for 5 minutes, I allow music to play. I chose to do a little jazz music because jazz is my favorite. So I always do like the Motown jazz instrumental. And students were just kind of walking around as the music played. And then once I paused the music, after a few seconds, that's their opportunity to stop and talk to the person that's closest to them. And what they're talking about is how their holiday break actually went. So we all know we want to share what transpired over the break, and the students do as well. And so that is their opportunity to get that conversation out without there being any repercussions. So that was really fun. Every time I hit play on the button, the music would roll. They weren't talking. They were literally just getting those steps in, getting a chance to be kinesthetic. And then when I hit pause, that's their opportunity to communicate through speaking on how their holiday break went. And so I did like 3 rounds of that, of pause and play, pause and play, pause and play. And then I allowed the students to go ahead and just chat a bit. All right, and so I'll probably go ahead and insert a quick little clip of that right now. You should be able to at least catch a bit of the audio of how their conversation was going. So I'll insert that right now.
So first I went skating, then my cousin and I came over for the break. Then we went to go see fireworks. After that,
All right, number 2, which was probably the biggest and most important, but that's just reviewing all the rules, all the routines, and all the expectations. The same way you would introduce the rules, expectations, and routines at the beginning of the school year, I feel that it is equally important to do that coming back from a 2-week break, right? So I went as far as even lining up each of my classes. I teach 3 classes a day, 3 ELA blocks a day. And my teammate, she laughed at me because she was like, girl, you really went through all the things again for real? And I was like, yes, from start to finish, I went through all of it, but I felt that it was necessary and I felt that it was helpful. And I'm glad that I did it. It definitely wasn't a waste of time. But I had each of my classes to line up like they're supposed to. We line up in line order, in alphabetical order from last names A to Z. So I had them to do that. I wanted to make sure that they remembered, hey, when I say line up, you're lining up in order, in your line order, and you're doing that without talking. And so we made sure to emphasize that again. That went well. We did our walk through the building, where I wanted to make sure that, hey, they knew where all of our stopping points were when we're walking in the hallway. They knew what our soaring expectations were as we travel through the hallway, that sort of thing. We practiced how we should be at lunch, all of the things, because trust me, yes, most of your students should remember, but the truth is, again, they have probably been with less structure while on break, like the rest of us. So I think it is really important that they have those reminders of what it should look like, what it should sound like, that type of thing. So we did that, and I made sure to give explicit feedback on how they were doing in the area of behavior throughout the day. Not only that, we also went through our routine of how you should be in a small group setting, even though we didn't do small groups today. We went through the routine of how you should turn in work, how to get the teacher's attention, the volume level that you should be using when communicating to others. We literally went through the whole thing. We even went over, did I say how to submit papers or submit work? Because we did that. So I even went through like, you know, the basic rules, right? Like being respectful, that type of thing. We went through the whole nine, y'all. Sharpening pencils, literally everything that you would express to them at the beginning of the school year, you would need to, I feel like it is so beneficial for you to do that at the beginning of the second semester, okay? It's so important. Third item that we did today, or that I did with my class today, was housekeeping. Housekeeping basically consists of making sure that we're all organized. Check your desk spaces. Make sure inside your desk, it is organized, okay? It is well kept. We should not have food. We should not have beverages, snacks, anything like that inside of our desk. I should be able to look inside your desk and see, okay, here are my folders, here are the textbooks that I need, here is the loose leaf paper, right? I should be able to look into that desk and see everything quite clearly. So we did housekeeping, things like that. Housekeeping also looked like me distributing their laptops again, because my students had to, and when I say my, like really the entire school, had to leave student devices at home, or not at home, but on campus. And so in a safe space. And so I had to disseminate those again, and we just kind of, you know, make sure we did that. We did like a little quick textbook check, all those types of things, all the housekeeping things. And obviously, whenever you're getting the house in order, or getting your space in order, making sure organization is a priority, it always makes things more seamless and smooth, okay? Okay, so item number 4 was review. Like, we literally just kind of review content, but not just using a little slideshow, right? Hey, it's their first day back. Give them something special. So maybe do some review using games. So that's what we did today. I did like a quick little review game that gave them an opportunity to be exposed to content again without feeling too overwhelmed. All right, so that's point number 4. Point number 5, the last point, especially if you're an ELA teacher, give them an opportunity to write again, because more than likely they haven't been writing over the break. So what I did today was I allowed my students to write 1 to 2 paragraphs about how their holiday break went, which definitely went in line with the mingle and music piece that I spoke about earlier. So earlier with the mingling and the music, they had an opportunity to speak about their break, but obviously with the writing component, they get to write about their break. So it went very well having those 2 activities in motion for the day. So I would suggest that as a 5th one. Hopefully these have been awesome or helpful tips for you to use as you prepare to welcome your students back for this new year. I am wishing you so much peace, love, prosperity, and all the good things for this new year of teaching. Hopefully you feel refreshed, reinvigorated, and I wish you well, darling. Until next time, keep learning, loving, and growing. Thank you for watching Learning with Jazzy J.